What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and tonight is one of our monthly collaboration with SoulSearch. SoulSearch is the place to go to find psychics, healers, channels, all the information about this extraordinary time that we're on the planet, this incredible awakening world. And yeah, it's pretty challenging out there. There's a lot of scary stuff going on, a lot of changes. And on our show, we try and bring you the resources to help us through those changes. And our favorite source for a resource is SoulSearch. And that means that my co-host is the wonderful Tangela. She is the creatrix of SoulSearch. And welcome back to the Awakening World, Tangela.
Thank you so much, Scott. It's so wonderful to be here with you and all of the Global Peace Tribe. We love coming together in spiritual community and soul tribe and really connecting heart to heart in this way. Like you mentioned, Scott, there is so much happening right now in the world, and it's really amazing when we can come together online and in person and really feel that we are connected and that we are supporting one another during this awakening.
Absolutely. And for anybody who's watching, who's new to SoulSearch, tell them a little bit about what SoulSearch is and how it works.
Definitely. So SoulSearch.io, we are an online community platform and directory for spiritual, energetic teachers, healers, practitioners, and guides. So if you are looking for someone to support you on your journey, whether it's through one-on-one sessions, classes, retreats, you can visit soulsearch.io, and that's where you can just go online on our directory and search. We also host live events on 2 to 3 every month, our Soul Search Enlightenment Expos, and you can see many of our practitioners that you see on this show live and in person. Lee is, always at our events in the Bay Area. I know Eleonora, you're going to be joining us in Santa Monica later this month, which is amazing. So, we also love to bring people together in spiritual community. And Scott is going to be in San Rafael with us tomorrow, and he'll be giving a talk, which is going to be amazing, and broadcasting our entire all of the talks live for the Sacred Sunday show. And we also have SoulSearchTV, which is our conscious content streaming channel. And we have all types of shows from many of our practitioners about mediumship, from Jared the Medium, light language and light codes from Lara. We have shows on quantum healing from Darren Starwin. And I'm excited to introduce a new show tonight from Share International and Michiko Ishikawa. So thank you all for joining us. We're really excited. Stay connected with Soul Search. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, come and meet us live and in person. And And we also have another upcoming new show coming out on Tuesday with Niall on live healing. So, of course, stay connected with us and join us live and in person. Thanks, Scott.
Fantastic. Okay, and again, just you go to SoulSearch.io, and that's how you find a practitioner. You're going to be meeting several of the practitioners tonight. To find out about the Enlightenment Expos, just go there. As she said, I will be at the San Rafael Expo tomorrow, and we're going to be carrying the entire expo, so people can watch it online. But of course, come and join us in person for all of you in the Bay Area. And very briefly, I just want to share who you're going to be meeting tonight. You're going to be meeting Eleonora, and I'm excited about her. I'm going to do a meditation for all of us. Coming all the way from Ukraine is this wonderful healer, and he is going to provide healings for a couple of the people in our audience. He'll describe a little bit about that. We're going to meet Mashiko tonight. She's a brand new guest on The Awakening World. And another healer and another brand new guest that we're going to meet is Lee Osborne, and we're excited about that. We have a special couple that are going to be providing music tonight, John and Ashaya, again, making their debut on The Awakening World. And speaking of wonderfulness, Deborah Giusti is with us. Deborah, of course, is the co-founder of the Global Peace Tribe. I should change my logo. I'll put the logo up in a moment. And so Deborah's with us, and that's always really special. And we love to start our shows with music. And so I'm turning it over to our house musical artist, the one and only Omashar, who is our Omastar.
What's this feeling deep inside of me? New adventure, a whole new journey now that I see, and my head's above the water. I am new, I am life, I am everything I dreamed of. Whoa. Look what's happening. The giant's awake now. His eyes are open, seeing into the dark of the night. I see glory shining through me. I am here, come to me. It's an open invitation. Whoa. awakening. Could it be destiny? It's my life, it's my waking dream creation. I am clear, I am free, I am joy in incarnation. Whoa, la dum dum, lum ba dum ba, 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 lum ba dum ba,
Woo! Let's all give a twinkle to our beloved Omashar. That was awesome. A
Yeah.
good peppy tune to get us going.
I know it's always a conundrum. How do you open this show? Because the shows always get so touching. So I thought I'd touch us to the core from the beginning. There we are.
Great job. Great job. Tangela, I am eager to see who our first guest is going to be.
Yes, definitely. I am delighted to introduce Maria Eleonora. Maria Eleonora is a light warrior committed to spreading love and positivity by sharing knowledge and experiences. As a Reiki therapist for both humans and animals, she connects intuitively with your higher self, allowing her to share insights and messages related to the issues that you may be facing. She can assist you in releasing anxiety, depression, stress, fear, which she defines as false evidence appearing real, chronic pain, and help with recovery from surgery, among other concerns. As a clear channel, she facilitates connections with your higher self and with loved ones who have transitioned to a higher dimension, whether they are people or animals. Maria Eleonora, she offers distance energy healing worldwide in English, Portuguese, and Spanish. So welcome to the show. It's wonderful to have you here.
Well, I'm so excited to be here today. It's like, oh my goodness. I'm really ready to share my gifts with the world. And I see myself as a bridge from the 8 to 5 job and the spirituality and awareness and self-discovering, self-empowerment. And I do that using everything that was activated in me, that each one of you also have. Maybe it's dormant, but I'm sure you're going to find out when the time is right. And for me, I do that, as Tangela said, through Reiki. But I like to do things in a different way, always. I went to a Reiki practitioner about 3 years ago, and I always been very curious about Reiki. So it's okay. That sounds interesting. But then now what? What's going to happen? I felt amazing, and I went home. I want to keep feeling amazing, but Reiki works on your spiritual, mental, and the physical body is the last layer. So sometimes you're gonna know some effect of the session like 3 days after. Many people doesn't even connect. So I thought like that, well, what if instead of send just at the moment the person is there, what if I send for 7 days? They may feel some difference. What if I tell you what to do to stop their chatter mind, bring them to the present moment, and have that same feeling that they were having during the session? And then I realized that I can channel anything that has consciousness out of space and time. And what I realized is all the gifts that we have is always connected to what you can offer. So it's cool. Eleonora can channel anything. You can channel, for example, Tangila when she was 5 years old, if she had any trauma there. But that gift was only given for me to use on my session. So I feel like limitless the way that I can help people when they are open. And I really have amazing results. You can check on my reviews in Google and also in my website. And many people think, okay, I don't know what's Reiki. So I built a website that if you take a look in my website and you read the blog or anything that you read that, if you spend like 50 minutes, you're gonna know a lot about Reiki. But then, okay, but I don't think that will work. I will just take my pill and go sleep and hope that I woke up feeling better tomorrow. Actually, you have a choice that you only need to invest your time. Just go to my website. There will be a pop-up screen and say, would you like to try a free Reiki guided meditation? Don't do just one time and say, this doesn't not work. Do at least for 7 days. Everybody feels the difference, at least on the third day. And then if you want to try something more deep, a one-to-one connection, or a workshop that is interactive, I'm also available for that.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Eleonora. And I know you're here to also share some Reiki with all of us. And so tell us a little bit about what you'd like to share so we can all experience your magic.
Today, I'd like to do Reiki guided meditation. It's not just a meditation because I will connect to the Reiki energy, and I will invite each one of you to connect to your higher self and give permission to the higher self. And today, we're going to focus on the healing the heart. So after the session, after the meditation, if anyone would like to share, anyone from the Zoom would like to share what they felt, that will be welcome. So can I start now or should I? Okay.
Please do. Yeah.
I invite everyone to sit or lie down comfortably if you can. Close your eyes. And if you are driving, please save it for later because you will really relax. Let's start with a breathing exercise. Breathe in through your nose, hold, and breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in, hold, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, hold, breathe out. Now, I invite you to relax. Keep breathing normally. Visualize, imagine that you are looking at the Milky Way galaxy from the higher up. Your higher self is looking to the Milky Way galaxy. You see the central sun, and you see a photon belt traveling through space, all the way going through the Sirius stars, giving a complete loop around Alcyone, the central sun of the Pleiades, enveloping our solar system, including our beautiful Gaia. Now you feel a tingling on the top of your head, in your crown chakra. In that white light, that photon belt light, will move through all cells of your body and release all the tension, all the negativity, all fear, false evidence appearing real. It's not happening in front of you at this moment, or even the ones that are happening. You release all emotions and beliefs that no longer serve you, that is not in alignment with love and your purpose. Now, I ask that you invite your higher self to join. Repeat after me in silence for yourself. I say your name. Give permission to my higher self to direct the universal love and life energy to my spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical body for my highest good in alignment with my purpose in this lifetime. I ask that it will be done in a way that I can handle. Now, let's feel the light releasing all the negativity, all the blockages from your head and pushing down. Now it's going through your neck, shoulders, arms, body, go all the way to your legs, and all that negativity get released through your feet and hands. Now visualize a crescent moon made of green light in front of you. It's surrounded by a pink light. That crescent moon starts to move and place itself in the center of your heart chakra, in the center of your chest. You look at your chakra from the top down, and you see dots and shadows representing all the negativity. Every time that you did not forgive yourself or others, every time that you were so hard on yourself, that you thought you didn't deserve, that you felt abandoned, all of that is there. Now, feel the crescent moon is spinning, and each dot and shadow that touches completely dissipate and goes to the bottom of the chakra. This continues until the last one disappears. Now, visualize some smoke coming out from your chakra, going through your body, and getting released by your feet and stayed in the layer of sand. Bring your attention back to your heart. You'll see that the place where the shadows and dots are completely restored with light. and all parts of your body and functions of your body related to the heart chakra is completely healed and return to its primary function. Put your attention back to your present moment that's now expanding outwards, going through all cells of your body, moving outside your body and feeling all the room. Now, I would like to thank you, the higher self of each one of you and your heart chakra, and you for trust to follow me in this healing meditation. I will count from 3 to 1 and you return. 3, wiggle your fingers. 2, wiggle your toes. Stretch. And 1, return and open your eyes when you're ready.
Thank you so much.
Feeling? Anyone would like to share?
Well, first of all, while people are coming back into their bodies, I really want to thank you for getting us off to such a beautiful start with such a beautiful experience. And yes, if anybody wants to put anything in the chat box, what you're feeling, anything you experienced, or if anybody wants to raise their hand, again, remember, we're going to ask people to raise their hand like I just did. So that's where you can do it. And we're going to be asking people to raise their hands throughout the night if they want to experience certain things. Diara just wrote, very peaceful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And while we're waiting to see if anybody else wants to share, I want to let people know a little bit about how you can reach and get more from this wonderful person. And it's her website, theawakeningpath.me, theawakeningpath.me, and go there, click go. That'll take you right into her website. And there's all sorts of beautiful meditations here, some of which are free. So it's a wonderful place to visit. And of course, you can also find her on Soul Search, which is where you're going to be able to find all the wonderful people that you see tonight. Here we go. If you go to Soul Search and you click in the name of the person you're looking for, that's how you'll find them. So for example, soulsearch.io/The Awakening Path. And that's how you find Eleonora. A couple of other comments have come in. Susan Bloomquist writes, I experience Reiki as a tingling in my energy field. It seems to connect and energize. Whoops. Somebody clicked on Dia Therese. We love you, Dia Therese, but I don't know why you got clicked on. I'll come back to myself. And Susan S. writes, thank you for your heartfelt transmission. And Tangela, is there anything you'd like to add?
Thank you so much, Eleonora, for a beautiful Reiki meditation and experience for all of us. I know you mentioned a little bit that you first experienced Reiki 3 years ago, and then you decided to move into this as a career path and now practitioner, healer. What really inspired you on that journey?
I just need to tell a little bit before. I always felt myself as a healer, but I didn't pay much attention to it until I went to Brazil in 2022 and I saw my auntie dying of cancer. And I just had that deep desire to help her. And I knew that I could do through Reiki. So when I came back, I immediately looked for somebody, a master, to initiate me. And a month later, I was doing Reiki at a distance to her. And that's really how everything started. But why I decided to leave the matrix, I like to call the matrix the 8 to 5 job. I have the job that I thought was my dream job, that I would retire there. I thought everything that I wanted until they decided, okay, you have to take this for the pandemic or else. So I just choose the else. And November 2021, I decided to create a YouTube channel to share everything that I've been learning that's keeping me so feeling free and peaceful. That was the opposite of people were feeling that when the pandemic started. So I started sharing what I knew on YouTube, and that's how everything started. And 2 years ago, like I said, I started doing Reiki. I pressed a lot with many people that I know, people that I didn't know. I did it only for free for a long time, and then I started charging, and now I'm ready to go globally and really step into my mission that empower people to heal themselves. But the most important thing is many modalities, even the alternative modalities of healing, they will heal the blockages that's already there. But you need to change your perception. You need to heal your mind. Because if you just go there, do the sound therapy, you release deeply blockages from the mental, spiritual, all the layers. But if you don't work in your mind and get clarity, awareness, and change your mind, what is going to happen? You are recreating new blockages. So that's why when I created my website, I wanted to bring awareness to people. I don't just want to sell my services. And I do the same thing in my YouTube channel. I explain a lot. It's very, very complex. I try to make simple, put in playlists that is very complex, but if you can find easily what you really are looking for.
Wonderful.
And why not do in 3 languages?
Exactly.
I'm going to come in for a moment because we're getting tight on time, but Dia Therese would like to share a little bit about what she experienced during your Reiki meditation. So Dia, if you could unmute, because we want to hear what you have to say.
Yes, yes. Oh, dear woman, I'm so glad you prefaced the Reiki treatment, because I had an experience, just 20 years ago now, with a Native American woman who was a Reiki master. And I was so into having something happen with my relief of my father. And I really put myself into it, and she was fabulous, and nothing happened. And I had to tell her, no, I didn't feel anything. And a few days later, I told her I didn't feel anything. Long story short, sometime later, it was one of the greatest healings of my life, was lessening my attachment to the hurt with my dad. So bravo. Thank you for bringing this to us.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate.
So what I'm hearing, Dia, that's really important for all of us is that sometimes we don't get the immediate, we don't consciously feel the immediate experience, but the healing might happen a few days from now or even later on beyond that. So that's a really good thing to know. And a perfect way to close this particular part of our show. Thank you, Dia, for coming on and sharing that. And thank you again, Eleonora, for the wonderful work you're doing. Thank you.
Thank
so
you
much
for allowing me
sharing.
to be here.
Beautiful.
Angela, who is our next wonderful presenter?
So I am delighted to introduce our next presenter. He's actually in the Ukraine right now. So he's joining us very, very early in the morning for him. Niall Gerard. Niall is a bioenergy healer from Dublin, Ireland, and he is known for his unique ability to provide instantaneous healing for various ailments. He's worked with people around the world to support them in recovering from various diseases, pains, all types of issues. And he also has an expertise which is on vocal enhancement. So he has worked with many singers and performers around the world to actually enhance their singing and vocal abilities. And he's also worked with athletes around the world for rapid recovery from acute sports injuries. And Niall, I'm excited because Niall is actually going to be leading for Soul Search TV a live group healing session every Tuesday that I invite all of you guys to join and be a part of. It's going to be live on Soul Search TV, as well as you can actually join on Zoom as well. And Niall will be doing a live group healing. And so welcome, Niall. Thanks for joining us all the way from the Ukraine.
Hello, hi, I'm happy to be here. I have to correct some of that was a very beautiful presentation, but I have to correct some of it, if I
Okay,
may.
sure. Of course.
The truth is, I don't know what I am. Technically, we call it a bioenergy healer because we had to have some name, and that's what we come up with, but it means totally nothing. I have no training in any healing whatsoever. I have no higher level education. I'm not trained in anything whatsoever. But it would appear that that there is this supernatural energy. Well, it's not just appears; it's factual because we have access to it, and we can produce results, and we can duplicate results and repeat them ad infinitum at this point. So all I'm sure about is that somehow or other I have this connection to this energy, and for some particular reason I'm able to retransmit it. I receive it and retransmit it. That's what we think, but we don't actually know. But the bottom line is that I'm interested in results. You know that life is a results business, and for most people, life is a problem business. So results and solutions are not very evident and not very there's not very much there. You don't hear much in the news about solutions. You hear about problems indefinitely, you know, over and over and over, and very little about solutions. And any solutions that people propose are knocked down very quickly because they're not watertight, they're not solid, they're not concrete. So I'm very focused on very concrete results. Sorry if I sound a bit hardcore, but I am, you know, but in Ukraine now, when you go down the street and go for a bus ride, you're meeting people with one leg, half a leg, no arms, you know, some people with no arms, no legs, and prosthetic limbs all over the place. You know what I mean? We're not at the war front now here in this town, but the people are coming back with no legs, arm legs, and there's a huge number of people with contusion. This is in the army itself, but even the general population, they have symptoms of post-traumatic distress. So they're basically going kind of crazy. You know, this is the ordinary people. So it is very, you know, it's very real issues, and I'm very focused on concrete results. So, you know.
Niall, could you share a little bit about the healing work that you've been doing in Ukraine?
Well, I was when I came to Ukraine from Poland, I met this I was in the night coach we turned to the guy turned out to be a doctor, so we were forced to engage with another whether he liked it or not, because we were on the train for I think it was 12 hours or something like that, 3 hours at the Polish Ukraine border. And he turned out he was the head of the intensive care children hospital, the second biggest children hospital in Kiev, and in the intensive care for preterm babies. They call it preterm babies here. So I was showing him my videos and so on, and references, and so he kind of invited me to come to the hospital to see if I could do anything, which I never imagined that I could. These are preterm babies that are born early. One was less than a kilo, one was 1.25 kilos. I don't know exactly what that's in pounds, but it's very small. They had, very serious breathing problems, serious spasms from some kind of brain disorders, and serious infections that not only were they not responding to antibiotics, they couldn't give them any more antibiotics because of the damage to the flora. So they said, "Can you?" Well, I just couldn't imagine this could work with that. I mean, I just couldn't imagine for a single moment, and they were not conscious either, any of them. There was about 6 or 8 of them. So I started working on them, and in one way it was very easy because I didn't have to listen to, oh, what is this? It's not working. It's working. It's right. I'm this. Where is this devil stuff? I didn't have to do any conversations. I didn't have to listen to any stories. I just had to direct the energy. And it was an extremely tedious process. I would do 15 minutes, then stop, and then 15 minutes, stop. But all of these babies, and they didn't even have names. I had to give them all names so I could personalize them. They were all connected up to machines or devices, breathing devices and brainwave devices, ECT, I think they're called. So I could actually see that the brain, well, not obviously not medically trained, but I could see, well, you can see on the brainwave machine when it's not in order, you could see that it was not correct. You know what I mean? It's very erratic. And after doing the sessions, you could see that it was coming into order. And the doctor said, oh, no, that sometimes happens, this and that, this and that. But then they realized it was happening more and more. And at one stage, they had me to focus on one particular. I could only work on one child at a time. That's different to the general population because we worked out a way of having the energy spread among many people at the same time through a simple visualization process. But with these children, you could only work at one at a time because they couldn't consciously do the visualization procedure. And they thought at one point, before they could release this particular child, they brought the child to a bigger hospital, the one that was actually bombed by the Russians last year, I think it was. And they had to do the tests on the child with a new machine or a more, to make sure the machine was working. And it turns out that the results were valid, And although one child did die, and there wasn't able, but by December 2020, not last December, December before, the intensive care was actually empty. And the doctors were sitting there just smoking their cigarettes or whatever they were doing. At one point, the intensive care was empty. And I understand that was the first time that ever happened. You know what I mean? But it was a lot of work. I had to just direct the energy over for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours because it was the only hope that these kids have, So, now I'm working with people with contusia, what they call contusia, not concussion in English. And that's just started. So we'll see. There's 3 elements in the concussion, 3 main elements: the headaches, disorientation, and the ringing in the ears, tinnitus. We haven't been able to get any effect on tinnitus whatsoever with this energy. For some reason or other, we've got 0 results on that. But on the headaches and the orientation, in the limited amount of experience we have so far, we get results, although the headaches get much worse for a while. So if anybody is listening and they have the migraine, for example, if they have the migraine now, or even if they don't have it now, be very careful with this process because in every case that we worked with the migraine, the headaches, the migraine gets much worse for a period of time, much, much worse. Okay, so be very careful with that. If anybody has migraine and they want to experience this, make sure that they're only exposed to it for a minute or 2 at a time, and then just stop it, stop the focus.
Niall, I want to come in for a moment because we only have so much time.
Yes, of course, yes.
Really love for you to be able to provide an experience, perhaps, for one of our audience members. Absolutely. I am going to read a couple of brief comments because we like to include our audience. Carol Craig wrote to you, I love your candor and frankness. Rarely will people say, I don't know anything. She found that very refreshing, so thank you. And Ayada speaks for all of us in she has tears as she's hearing what you're doing and appreciating you. So we do appreciate hearing about your work in Ukraine. I know that you have a very specific kind of person you're looking for working with. If you could describe that And for our audience, as you hear him describing what he wants to work with, if you would like to volunteer to receive support, please do the raising of your hand, just like I did right now. And that way we'll be able to see you. And
Okay. So
that's what you're looking for.
Obviously, this will be, partially for demonstration purposes. So if there are people there who have a concrete pain right now, or they can feel a pain, or do something to manipulate their body to feel the pain, or if they have a restriction of movement, for example, like bursitis, they can't raise their shoulder, something that the audience can actually see even better. Some concrete pain right now, or restriction of movement, if they have, and then we can work on it immediately.
Well, I'll be honest, while we're waiting, okay, this Gia, but you know what? I have had a pain in my wrist for
Okay.
a year and a half now.
Okay.
Sometimes, like right now, when I move my thumb, it really hurts.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it seems to be in this area, and I've not been able to figure out what it is. And it's been a problem for a year and a half.
Okay. Okay, Scott. So can you do something? Maybe you've already done it, but just do something to feel the pain right now. Some movement or some.
Okay, I'm doing it right now. Like that hurts.
Yeah. Okay, do it a couple of times so you're sure you have a concrete thing there.
Oh, believe me, it hurts. Moving my thumb, any kind of.
Okay, we're going to do actually 30 seconds, believe it or not. So what I want you to do is point out where the pain is originating from as best you can, right there. Okay, I want you to visualize my two hands, if you can, on that spot right now, and white light coming out. You can rest the hand down if you want, or you can leave it like that. It's up to you, okay? But I want you to do that visualization. Okay, let's go. Close your eyes. Okay. Now, Scott, I want you to do that movement again to try to feel the pain again, please.
About the same. I could feel energy just now when my eyes were closed. I could feel energy, and I could feel something going on there.
Okay, so the pain feels the same?
Pain's about the same.
Okay, let's do it a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, now try it again.
Well, there's still discomfort, but it is less. It is
Okay,
less.
what is less, Scott, may I ask? The pain?
Yeah, the like it's not quite well as I stretch, like I'm really testing it right now.
Mhm.
And the pain's not as sharp, but there's definitely still pain there for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, so we can carry on a few more minutes, or we can wait a minute, and if you test it again in a minute, it normally have receded a bit more. But we've done 1 minute 30 seconds, which the purpose, because we only have a limited time, the purpose is to show that it's effective. If we want to resolve it, it will take me like 15 minutes. I mean, maybe a couple of sessions, which is no problem for me to do normally, and we'll do it for you. But right now, we don't have the time for that, is to demonstrate it. So test it again now. If you feel it again, it should have receded some more. It'll be a bit more harder to find, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit better. And maybe what we can do is we're going to be on the show all night long when other people are speaking. If you want to give it a little more attention.
Absolutely. When you say
And
it's a
then-
little better, it's a little better than the previous time we stopped. Is that correct?
yes, it is.
So if I'm correct in saying that the betterness is accumulating, is that fair comment?
Yes, it is.
Maybe there's a better way to say it, but yes. So we'll work on that for the rest of the show, and then it should recede.
And then I'll come back. I mean, I'll be on the show all night long, but I'll let people know how it's going.
Okay, but we're going to work on some other people, right?
Yes, we're gonna have time for one more person. I saw Connie. Connie, raise your hand again if you still want to come up. Where are you, Connie?
Connie wants
Right
to.
here. Okay, gotcha.
Hi.
Hello, Connie. Yes.
Hi, Neil.
Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
Yeah, I have neuropathy in my feet, and my left foot toes have been in excruciating pain coming on recently and today for sure.
Okay, forgive my ignorance. What exactly is neuropathy in terms of symptoms? Pain?
Yeah, it's pain, tingling, burning,
Okay, so what is
and
that?
numbness.
Is that
Numbness.
nerve damage? Numbness. Is that nerve damage?
Yes.
Okay, so have the nerves atrophied or whatever?
Pardon?
Have the nerves like are the nerves damaged beyond repair or what? Or just
Well, they say the mainstream says that it's unrepairable, but the alternative medicine says that it's reparable with
okay, so I don't think we can repair nerve damage, but we can definitely try, okay? We can definitely try.
okay.
So which foot is it? Which
Well, it's both feet, but the left foot is more is more challenging.
can we
Left
direct
toe,
the camera? Can we direct the camera to the foot? Is that possible?
uh,
Focus. Is that
not,
possible?
not really.
Okay, never mind. So can you walk around a little bit so that you can feel the problem more?
Uh-huh. Sure.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. It emanates from the ball of the foot into the toes.
Okay, just walk around a little bit more so that I can get some kind of focus on it. Which foot is it? Which leg is it?
It's the left foot more than the left foot, left toes are what are really
Okay, so the left is this side here, right? Because the camera reverses it, doesn't it?
this
On
way.
that side, yeah. So it's I just need to know exactly where the symptoms are the most severe. Is it the ball? Did you say the ball of the foot?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's give this a go. What I want you to do is visualize my two hands underneath your foot, where the ball of the foot is, right? That's where the symptoms are the most, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's try that. Mm. Mm. Okay, then Connie, go and have a little walk again and see if there's any difference yet.
Yeah, it feels better.
Okay, could you be more specific when you say it feels better? Because you said the symptom was numbness.
Well, it's pain. The
Or pain,
symptoms
okay.
of neuropathy are numbness, tingling, burning, and shooting pain.
Could you be specific about what it means when you say it feels better in terms of the symptoms, please?
Well, when I put pressure on the ball of my foot, it doesn't shoot pain into my toes.
And before it
Like it
was?
was. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
no, that's good.
Okay. Okay, so that's after 1 minute. So I don't know how much, I don't know what more time we have. I'm quite happy to continue working with you in whatever capacity that can be arranged, and you can give the feedback, later. It doesn't have to be necessarily tonight or tomorrow, this morning. Well, it's this morning for me. So, but you notice an immediate effect after 1 minute, and that's very typical. Okay. Now, whether the effect is permanent and accumulate is another matter, because I don't really have that much experience with that kind of thing. I have some, but not enough to know, as a general rule, what the outcome will be. But it's having an effect from what you're saying. So it's a start, more than a start.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah. So I'm quite happy to cooperate with you, whatever you can organize with Scott and the other people, Tangela. I have a number, a US number you can call me, or whatever you want to do.
Oh,
Okay.
sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, Scott. So let's sort out this finger thing. Do we have a bit more time for that or not?
We're actually way over
Way
time.
over time. Yeah.
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 But if you can stay on the show for a little while longer, how
Yes,
about
sir.
if we bring you back on, and we'll bring you on after we've got some music coming up, but then we'll bring
Yeah.
you back on, all right?
Okay. Could you
wanted
just shoot me a photo of that hand so I can focus on it? Will be a lot easier if it's possible. If it isn't possible, I'll manage with what I have.
I will take a photo and send it to you in a moment.
Yeah,
But
all right.
before I do that, I want to show people how they can learn more about you. And it's his website. And looks like here it's an Eventbrite that he gave us.
Scott, that's not his website. Actually, I'm glad you pulled it up though, because
okay.
you can pull it up, because that's actually the link where you all can join in if you would like to on Tuesday at 7 p.m. We are hosting a live instantaneous healing session with Nile Gerard. You can tune in to it on Soul Search TV, on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Android TV, on our mobile apps. But if you'd like to join live like we're doing now, you can join Zoom room. It's totally free to attend. You just go to that Eventbrite link, which we have posted in the chat. It's bit.ly/Nile Gerard. And then that will take you where you can sign up to get access to the Zoom room. And everyone is welcome to come. He'll start with a visualization and do a group energy healing where everyone can really share whatever ailment, ache, pain, issue you're going through. And then Niall can work on that with all of you. So definitely, guys, tune in Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. It's totally free to attend. You can watch it on SoulSearchTV, of course. But if you'd like to join in the Zoom room, go to the Eventbrite link and register, and you can join us there live.
Great. And you can also find him on Soul Search, just as you can find everybody. And there is his Soul Search profile page. And you can always, what's great about Soul Search, the way they've got the website designed, is you can contact people directly, just putting in your information, and the message goes straight to the healer. And I will be taking a photograph and sending it to you shortly, while we're listening to some wonderful music. And Tangela, tell us about this wonderful, beautiful couple that are making their debut in the Awakening World.
Yes, I'm delighted to introduce John and Ashaya. They are devotees of the Beauty Way Path, modern day mystics, committed to the deepening of their divine union and to the raising of their three beautiful children. They currently reside in beautiful Sedona, Arizona, and serve their community by sharing their music and creative space for others to step fully into the expression of their own unique voices. So welcome, John and Ashaya. I had the pleasure of hearing them live at the Sedona's Got Talent show, and you were so beautiful. You really blew me away. So I'm so happy that you all could join us here to share your music and your energy and your love with our whole community far and wide. So welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Tangela. We're very happy to be here. I won't say that much this time around. I know we're running over, Scott, so maybe I'll just go right into the song and let the music be.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
In your eyes I see the light of 1,000 burning suns, eternally and endlessly shining back into the one. The mirror of time reflects all things as a prism for our lives, sending waves of love forever, and on them we will rise. The ocean of the stars above is beckoning to us, and diving deeper in we'll feel that ever-present trust. The fear's an invitation to let go and evermore find ourselves so firmly rooted upon that blessed shore. Hey, ah, ooh, ooh. Hey, ah, ooh, ooh. Hey, ah, ooh, 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 hey. The stories that we weave are sown to lead us on our way, and letting go of them, our dreams will spirit us away. The leaves are changing colors now as nothing stays the same. In the warmth of endlessness we'll rest in her embrace. I know it's hard to lose ourselves and give it all away. The morning light beyond that night will bring us a new day.
I'm going to go to gallery view where the people on there have cameras on can twinkle you. We twinkle here on the Awakening World. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. How can people best find your music?
On Spotify, I have a few songs. I'll drop a link into the chat. I think I can do that, right?
Yes, please. If you could put that in the chat box, and I definitely want to show it to people. And so if you could do that, and then when you guys come back on in about 1 hour, we will definitely look forward to sharing that with the larger audience that's not in the Zoom room.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Oh, you're beautiful. And tell it, what are the ages of your children?
Our oldest will be 16 on Tuesday. Our daughter is 13 and our youngest son is 8.
Beautiful. Well, God bless you. You're a beautiful, beautiful couple. A couple of the comments that came in, Eleonora says, thank you for sharing your gift. Diara writes, I love their sweet energy together. And more and more comments are coming in with just appreciation. So thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you all for receiving it.
You can also find us on Instagram at divine.harmonics.
So if you could put that in the chat box too, maybe the link to the Instagram, and I'll show it to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You were so wonderful that you manifested Charlie. That's how impressive they were, Angela.
They're so beautiful. Wasn't their music amazing?
Yeah, they're very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And Charlie, it's good to have you with us. Looking forward to having some Charlie experience in a little bit later on in the show.
Sure. It's good to see you.
Absolutely. Good to be seen. Well, speaking of good to be seen, it's that time of year. So for those of you who don't know, the Awakening World takes place every Wednesday night and every Saturday night. And then we do special Sacred Sunday shows. In fact, tomorrow we're doing an entire day-long Sacred Sunday show where we're carrying the entire Soul Search Enlightenment Expo from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m., starting with myself and capped off with John Gray. So this is a really good time to join the Global Peace Tribe. What does that mean? Well, when you join, you're going to get the Zoom room links to all of our shows for the rest of March, all of April, all of May, all of June, basically 4 months of Zoom room links. And coming to the Zoom room is where it's happening, because that's where you can get healings and readings, get to know our community. And it's a really, really beautiful community of people from all over the world. Like tonight, we've got several people from Eastern Europe. And I want to welcome our beloved Dorina, who's back from Bulgaria. She's hasn't been able to be with us as often as usual, but she's on right now. And of course, Niall. And by the way, Niall, it's feeling a little bit better. And I did send the photo of my wrist. I hope you saw it in the chat box. I sent it a little while ago. So join the Global Peace Tribe, and it's really easy to do that. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com. globalpeacetribe.com. You can learn all about us. You'll see like all of our upcoming shows and what's happening. And then click register for the new season. That will take you to our registration page. It's very, very easy to register. And you can come in at different levels. I want to thank all the people that are in our Zoom room right now, because they have subscribed. They subscribed to the current season we're in, but we are now taking registrations for the spring season. And since we're talking about the Global Peace Tribe, it all began 5 years ago when the pandemic hit, and my good friend Deborah Giusti was going to be doing a fundraising event for our beloved Fantuzzi. Many of you know Fantuzzi. And social distancing and pandemic, and we didn't know what this all meant. And we were being told, you got to stay home and don't connect. So she contacted me and said, Scott, can we switch the fundraiser to a online event? Because I'd been doing a lot of online work. I said yes. And the Global Peace Tribe was born. I'm going to bring Deborah up as I continue with the story a little bit. So Deborah and I found, like, everybody was like, hey, this is really cool, getting together on Saturday night. Can we do it for the next few weeks or a few months, depending on how long this thing lasts? We thought it was going to last 6 or 8 weeks. Well, here we are 5 years later, still doing shows because we found people really wanted to be able to come together, receive inspiration, receive information. Now, this show began as a fundraiser and as a fundraiser for Antuzi. And since then, we've done fundraising for dozens of people who've lost their homes in fires, and we've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. And Deborah has been at the center of that, really helping to bring in talented musical artists, bringing in amazing presenters. She brought in all of her friends over the years that from her 30 plus years of running the Harmony Festival, so she knows everyone from Deepak Chopra to Marianne Williamson. She would bring them in. We would have these great shows and raise money. Well, now it's our time to support Deborah because Deborah has something going on in her life, which we've had to pull teeth to get her to be willing to come forward and receive our support. But now it's time for us to support Deborah. So with no further ado, I love you, Deborah, and I'm going to turn it over to you to share with the audience what's going on in your life.
Thank you, Scott. It's so good to be on the show again. Hello, everyone. I give so much honor and respect to Scott for keeping the show going. After our incredible adventure producing Saturday Night Live 90 shows and bringing on wonderful hosts again like Tangela and Soul Search. And I wanted to come on this specific show, which is sharing so much amazing information and practitioners in regards to healing. Not only because of what's happening to me at this incredible time on the planet, but what's happening to a lot of people. Cancer, autoimmune diseases, and so many other health ailments are really an epidemic in our world now. Illnesses are at an all-time high in our nation, way above what other countries who choose to potentially live a bit more simply, naturally, stress-free. We, as the community of the Global Peace Tribe, have embraced philosophies of healthy living for a long time. Many of us have incorporated healthy and organic diet in our living. We address healing and nurturing of the whole body, mind, spirit. We also typically use natural remedies, and we don't go down the road of pharmaceutical industry. And I certainly have been doing that for a long time as well. But I have breast cancer. And a lot of women I know also have breast cancer, as well as people I know are getting other types of cancer and other diseases. So the reasons and solutions needed now are way beyond what I call that first step. So I'm here now on this show to show you how I commit to fully understand all the reasons and solutions that are available now and completely embrace the goal of making this information now, because the truth is the solutions are here now. This is a time of complete disclosure of all levels of life on the planet. And I'm sure you're aware of that, whether it's the dysfunction in our world, our medical system, dysfunction in our government, also the UFO disclosures and advanced technology they bring. But also there's a lot of health technologies that have been suppressed that are now getting revealed. So this is the time of mass healing, accelerated raising of consciousness, and collective spiritual evolution. So I embrace my journey of breast cancer as a part of all that. And I choose to see it as a huge learning experience. And I plan to share with you, as always, I'm going to make a big pot of lemonade to share with you. So I first had breast cancer in 1996, and that was about 3 months before I was producing the Harmony Festival, where 20,000 people would be showing up to this amazing transformational festival that I produced for 33 years in Santa Rosa. So that was very intense time to discover it then. I found out that the cancer was stage 1, which was great. I had a lumpectomy. I also had radiation, and I did all that I could with natural treatments. I also put a full-page ad in the program of the Harmony Festival because breast cancer was not really known at that time, and I wanted women to know and be aware and check for themselves. At that time, getting the healing and the surgery cost me $25,000, and there was barely any internet at that time or support system around me. But what happened that year that was really wonderful, my staff brought me up on stage. There was, at the end of the festival, there was 3,000 people totally in a high state, standing with their arms raised to me, giving me healing energy at that time as tears were running down my face. It was amazing. So at that point, I did work on my life and I dialed in, kind of slowing down and doing all kinds of health things. So it was a reset for me. But then approximately 2.5 years ago, Kaiser, who is the hospital and kind of medical plan I've been working with, detected something in my breast from a mammogram. And at that time, I didn't want to leave it up to Kaiser totally. So I also got a health practitioner that was highly respected and informed in breast cancer. So I thought I was handled. It was detected stage 1, so I had another lumpectomy. I opted out of radiation because the previous radiation in 1996 actually deformed my body and my breast on the right side. So didn't want to go there anymore, but did various types of some natural treatment. And I thought I was utilizing the expert consultation of the health practitioner and all that Kaiser could give me. The one thing that the health practitioner gave me was an important awareness of how toxins in our world are causing diseases and specific toxins that cause breast cancer. I did a high-level toxicology test and I discovered I had huge mold in my body that I was not aware of, as well as glyphosate and other toxins. Glyphosate is like the Roundup that all the farms use that are not doing organic farming. And there's lots of vineyards in the area. So after that analysis, I cleared out the mold out of my office and I did a lot of heavy detoxing. And the good thing is a lot of those toxins over the last 2 years had been removed out of my body. So that was one thing that was wonderful. But then recently, last October 2024, due to a mammogram, the cancer was found in my left breast again. So we looked at it with a biopsy, and after looking at the whole situation, I want to say this whole experience, I've been extremely misled in my treatments through Kaiser and the health practitioner that specialized in breast cancer. So Kaiser did a mammogram, found something in my left breast, did a biopsy. They wanted to do a lumpectomy. I checked with my health practitioner and he said, go ahead, have another lumpectomy. The analysis showed it was precancer, so I was curious about that. But they said they did not get clear margins. So they wanted to go in and do surgery again. My health practitioner said, okay. I said, okay. They went in, they did not get clear margins again. They wanted to go in a third time. My health practitioner said, do the surgery. Wondering about that, but I just went with it. Well, the third time, my poor breast was pissed. It was highly invasive. It got infected. It was not happy. Finally, my health practitioner said, well, come in for an exam. He finally did a breast exam. He found not only a lump on my left breast, which the mammogram did not detect, but a lump on my right breast. He finally said, you know, mammograms are not reliable. And I said, okay. And he said, you should be doing an MRI. So very strange. He did not say that 2.5 years ago. So only after my 5th surgery did I find out that Kaiser does not recommend mammograms because they're more expensive. They just try to find the cancer and cut it out. Well, I told my surgeon that I wanted a mammogram. Excuse me, I wanted an MRI. So the mammogram showed a lump in both breasts now that they had never detected before. They did biopsies. It showed that the lump in the left breast that had the precancer was benign, but showed an active cancer in my right breast. So that probably had been there the whole time, but the mammogram never showed it. So what Kaiser wants to do now is to cut them both off. Mm-hmm. They are saying double mastectomy. And my health practitioner says, well, that's definitely one way to go, but he's not giving me any of their options. So just cut them off. I do not want my boobs cut off. And at this point, logically, it doesn't make sense. I only have precancer with a benign lump in my left breast, and my right breast is stage 1. So I think I need more information and resources. So when you come to a point in life like this with any crisis or confusing situation, it's important to stop, tune in, take responsibility, and seek higher guidance, medical, spiritual, and at all levels for a true path to health and harmony. That's what I've always done. So first of all, I had to admit that I did not take on my own healing from the core of my being. For 2.5 years, I relied on Kaiser and this health practitioner to do it for me.
Mm.
I did not educate myself. I did not take the power of healing into my own hands and my own heart to make the choices from a completely informed position. So I had to admit that. I was just too busy running all my businesses, growing my businesses, and relied on them. And I feel like now I was totally misled. I felt like they did 3 unnecessary surgeries with very limited options. So please know, just it's how I roll. Whenever I learn things in life where I feel like I can help others, I share. So I'm going to share with you now what I've learned at this point. Do not rely on mammograms. I've found out Kaiser only uses them just to keep doing surgery, and they only let you see the oncologist after they've cut everything out. But mammograms are not reliable. MRIs are good, but there's also all kinds of ways you can detect things, and I'm learning and finding this out. And if you had cancer recently, you should not wait a wee year like Kaiser did and let it go. You should do regular testing. And number 2, and I feel so kind of misled on this, do regular breast exams. Now, I remember hearing a long time ago that that's like breast cancer 101, but Kaiser or my health practitioner did not do any breast exams on me, and I didn't do them either. I just had turned my healing over to them. But women should be doing them monthly, and you should have a professional do it every 6 months, especially if you've had cancer before. And then you can really act proactively. Also, use surgery sparingly. I'm realizing that Kaiser only advises that you see an oncologist after they do as much surgery as possible to cut it all out. And I'm learning that precancer, which is called DCIS, it's actually common in older women and can be handled other ways instead of cutting it 3 times like they did for me without adequate diagnosis and techniques. There's many other ways to dealing this. So I do plan on researching this. I have a consultant who specializes in DCIS, so I'm going to learn all about this and get better advice. But eliminating toxins is really important in all kinds of healing. And I'm sure all of you are realizing that now. So this is important in cancer prevention as well as overall disease. So that's number 1 key, is release the toxins. It's also important to deal with healing emotions, reducing stress, and up-leveling your spiritual connection and vibration, not only for cancer, but all of life. And there's much, much more. I want to get expert consultation and take advantage of the other cancer treatments available now instead of the option that I have, the double mastectomy. Well, I posted this publicly on Facebook about my journey, and I'd asked my community what they knew about cancer, and I've literally gotten hundreds of resources. So I've documented it all, and I am going to be researching it and following it through and get some better treatment and really be educated on what's possible. And when I hear that certain treatments over and over again have been successful, I'll be able to share that these are the most successful treatments. But I have to be honest and real at where I'm at. I've already spent a huge amount of money in the last 2.5 years on basic cancer treatment. I've had financial challenges growing my businesses and other personal, unfortunate financial challenges. So I have to admit, I'm on the edge and I cannot afford these new treatments. So I'm admitting that I need help. Now, it's not easy for someone like me to ask for help, but I am spiritually opening my receiving channels to receive. It's not easy for a lot of people, especially women who have become masterful at giving, to ask for help when you've always been the giver. But that's where I'm at. As always, as I've done in my whole life, what comes into me and what gets received will evolve through me and go back out to you, my awesome community, with entirely new evolutionary offerings, because that's how I roll. And also, I can share vulnerably, I'm also experiencing a double whammy because my mom is in the process of dying, and she will be dying in the next month or two. So what I've done is launched a GoFundMe. I've never done this before, but I'm just seeing all this help coming to me so I can move forward strongly with treatment plans and researching everything. So please help if you can and spread the word. And I've made it really easy. You can go to the website supportdeborah.com, supportdeborah.com. And Scott, you can share the GoFundMe now and share about that if you like.
So, of course, here's the GoFundMe. And I'm going to invite everybody, and we're kind of launching it tonight is the official launch of it. We started this a couple of days ago, but tonight's the official launch. I want to show you a couple of things that are good to know. So I'm going to donate right now, and I'm going to give her $111. Now, here's a really important thing. Down here, you can adjust how much of a tip to give to GoFundMe. And GoFundMe has that bar at a really high level. You can take it all the way down to 0. So you don't have to give GoFundMe money if you don't want to. I appreciate GoFundMe, but I also don't like that they have this bar that high. So I'm actually going to make it, well, I'll give them $1, 56 cents. And then and then from there you click your payment method and go on. But I just want to let everybody know how to do that. And before we complete, I am going to ask us to all tune into our energy, and we're going to do a group healing right now for Deborah. So I'm going to go to gallery view, and I invite everybody in your own way, tuning into your highest part of your being. And we are sending maximum grace to our beloved Deborah. Maximum grace. I'm going to go back to Deborah now. Maximum grace for Deborah. Maximum grace for her mother, who's now in hospice. Maximum grace for Deborah, her mother, her family, and her beautiful body temple. And let's keep Deborah in our prayers. And just to lighten things up, Deborah, can you share the story about your mother and the pearly gates?
Yes. My mom's a crack up. She's so amazing. She goes in and out. It seems like she goes to the other world. And then she'll come back and crack jokes. So she came back and she said, I went to the gate and it was a little bit open. And I said, okay. And she said, and I shut the damn thing because I'm not dying yet. And I came back. So she's told me she's going to be around for a little bit longer. And so that's so precious. And Scott, I'd like to show my website too, just to show people all that I'm up to. DeborahCrispi.com.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I can take people there. Give me a moment. Okay. Here we go. Deborah, as always, is doing much. Here's her website, DeborahJusti.com. And Deborah, anything you want me to scroll to or point people?
Oh, you can just scroll down. If you want to know everything I'm up to and where this resource that I'm going to create for breast cancer is going to be is on this website, DeborahJusti.com. So as soon as I research everything, show the top, techniques for cancer, which is like really coming up, and share all that, it'll be on this website.
Beautiful. So everybody, visit DeborahJusti.com, but more important, go to the GoFundMe right now. Let's donate. And of course, I'm going to complete my donation.
And Sheila thanks you.
And we're going to go to Omashar. I'm going to actually have Omashar and Deborah up at the same time. So Deborah, stay with us because we're going to listen to Omashar music and we're going to donate to you while he plays.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Deborah, we love you. Change your heart and look around you. Change your heart, it will astound you. Because I need your loving like the sunshine. Everybody's got to learn sometime. Everybody's got to learn sometime. Everyone's got to learn sometime. Free your mind from limitation. Fill your life with inspiration. Because we all need loving like the sunshine. Everybody's got to learn sometime. Everybody's got to learn sometime. Everyone's got to learn sometime. Change your heart and look around you. And change your heart, it will astound you. Because I need your loving like the sunshine. Everybody's coming home sometime. Everybody's coming home sometime. Everyone's coming home sometime. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you, Omashar. Thank you, Deborah Giusti.
Thank you, Deborah. I was so touched by your open sharing. That is so refreshing. Thank you so much.
It is so perfectly Deborah Giusti to take this and make it a process to share with all of us. It's amazing. Connie wrote it perfectly. Connie just wrote in the chat box, Deborah has been of such inspiring service to humanity over the decades. Blessings and deep gratitude. And it's true. She is one of the great community builders. And so, Deborah, we are with you all the way. And thank you, everybody, for your donations. I will share who's donated a little bit later on in the show. So please do donate, and I'll acknowledge those of you that choose to come in as anything other than anonymous. Tangela, we have a show going on.
We do, but I just wanted to say to Deborah, you know, you are such a powerful light and inspiring leader for all of us. So thank you so much for just, you know, everything you do, all who you are, and also sharing so vulnerably about your journey, and really also sharing with all of us so that we can learn from your experiences as we move forward. So thank you for just continuing to be this incredible community leader and bringing all of us together. And I'm so happy that we're all able to send you healing. We're continuously sending you healing and seeing you healthy, healed, whole as you are in all of your glory always. So, you know, love
And
you.
with my boobs.
Yes. And with your boobs, of course. That is important. So thank you so much. And it is International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women around the planet. And Deborah, thank you for being an amazing, inspirational leader for all of us. And sending you so much love and healing.
You know, maybe, Deborah, we need to start a Save Deborah's Boobs campaign. Okay.
I love you, Deborah. Wonderful. So we, Scott, I think we're on to the next guest here.
Yes.
I'm happy to be introducing our next guest, Lee Osborne. So Lee's courage and connection to spirit emerged after a close friend took her own life. Tragically, he lost his newlywed wife to cancer. Then, at a workshop in Mount Shasta, the first door to the spirit realm opened wide, which led Lee to a soul searching journey, a spiritual awakening, which took him from his profession in the police force and security to now being a healer, a teacher, a guide, a coach, offering life purpose readings, angel oracle readings, coaching, and so much more to really support all of us on our journeys. So Lee, welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you here. And I'd love for you to share a little bit about your journey. I know you were born in beautiful Mount Shasta vortex that many of us love to visit and go to, but we'd love to hear a little bit about that journey from, you know, your 3D life to where you are now, and then of course for you to share some readings with all of us here at the Global Peace Tribe.
Well, hi. Yes, I was born in Mount Shasta, and the background, as some of you recognize, is Mount Shasta with Shastina off to the side. A very, very powerful place. One of the Earth's power points, very sacred to the the native tribes from around there and to many, many others. Mount Shasta will draw you in. And when she's done with you, she'll kick you out when it's time for you to go out into the world. So, yes, I did spend 32 years, 2 months and 15 days if you're keeping score at home, crushing crime, facing death, keeping the streets safe for women and children, defending the weak, championing the strong, and striking terror into the hearts of evildoers everywhere. Yes, indeedy. And I was rolling along singing a song, just doing all this stuff, and then boom, I wound up being the caretaker for my first wife. Hardest thing I ever did in my life, the hardest thing I ever did in my life. But what a precious gift. It is so difficult to care for someone in their last days and weeks and months. And I sometimes look back and don't know how I did it. I asked for help. I asked just to be able to get through not just the next day, but the next 5 minutes or the next minute. And wonderful people came out of the woodwork and volunteered and helped me out with this sort of stuff. And so there I was, wandering around Mount Shasta because I still had family there. And at this time I was living in Truckee, the north shore of Lake Tahoe. Saw a flyer on the wall of a bookstore said, "Transform your life weekend workshop in Mount Shasta." And with no more idea about what I was going to do, I sent the woman the money and showed up for that workshop. And it started me off on my journey. Then the following year in '93, I came out of my second tour of a DEA workshop and took 6 weeks off and went to folk school massage in Nevada City, California, became a massage therapist. And so this work on myself and this spiritual journey that started with that workshop in Mount Shasta, actually a couple of those, and which led me to getting body work, which led me to Phillips School of Massage, which led me to working there as a student assistant for several years. Really made me a much better law enforcement officer, made me a better leader, made me a better administrator. And I was able to touch people's lives in a much different way, even given the work that I was doing. To say that I was kind of the odd person out, I think minimizes it because, while the cops that I know individually are pretty decent people, cops in general tend to be pretty conservative and not into this woo 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 stuff. So once I retired, I began studying again with Al Mean, one of the leading seers of our time, and that led me to start doing card reading. So actually, I was drug kicking and screaming into it. A guy from that I knew from massage school said, we do a psychic fair here in Nevada City. It's 10 minutes from your house, and you're going to show up and start doing this stuff. So I did, and I've been doing these for about 10 years. So as I was sitting here getting prepared, I was going through some cards, and I'm going to show you this deck. It's called the Angel Affirmation deck from Radley Valentine. Very, very good stuff. And as I was shuffling, 2 cards popped out. And as any of you who work with cards know, if you're shuffling to throw cards, when cards pop out or fall on the floor or do whatever, well, that's spirit wants you to know something. So I was holding this card up as Deborah was talking about, as Deborah was talking about her fundraiser. And what it says is, abundance flows effortlessly into my life. It is natural for me to thrive. So that's for you, Deborah, but also for everybody that's listening here who may be struggling or think they're struggling. Abundance flows effortlessly into my life. It is natural for me to thrive. And the message from Archangel Ariel is, call upon me, the Archangel of manifestation, to bring abundance and prosperity in your life. Because this is ours by right, you know. All money is energy. And as we learned in school, energy is infinite. It's infinite. It can't be created. It can't be destroyed. It's infinite. So more for me is not less for you. More for Deborah isn't less for me or anybody else. We just have to reach out and grab it, you know. And we are going to begin a great wealth reset here. There is too much energy tied up with too few people. See, and that dam is about to burst here pretty quickly. And as the Shaheen, who Tangela knows, and I think I recognize some of you from some of Shaheen's things. You know, we're going to have a wealth transfer, and those of us who are healers are really going to come into our own, because this is what we do. This is what we deserve. So be grateful for what we have, but be grateful also for what is coming to us as ours by right. And then the other card that popped up, and this is for all of us here too, listening, those of you who don't think that you have any gifts. Spoiler alert, you're all psychic. My psychic gifts are strong and trustworthy. Angelic messages flow easily to me. For every one of you that's listening, even if you don't think so, you know, hey, all this woo-woo stuff, that wasn't for me. But guess what? You know, I finally had to stop pretending that I didn't have psychic gifts. And each and every one of you does. So the main message from Archangel Jeremiah is, when you call upon me, I will empower you to develop your spiritual gifts so you can more easily receive heaven's message. We all come in with these gifts, folks. We do. And so it's all about developing them. And if you don't think that this can happen, look, I mean, how long you been in business, Tangela? 2 years, 3? I was at the first expo that you ever did in San Rafael when you were just scared shitless, you know? Didn't know if it was gonna work, but you believed, you know, you believed, and look at where we are now. Here, folks. I mean, here, and this is my second time on the Global Peace Tribe. You guys invited me graciously to sit in San Rafael, and I'm really, really grateful for that. I'm so grateful to be able to talk to you, all of you from all around the world. You know, just think about this. Holy cow. If you had told me even 20 years ago when I was still working, hey, you're going to be on this thing and you're going to be talking to people from all around the world. You're going to be tuning in from Eastern Europe and listening to what you have to say. I think, okay, you know, maybe dial back the gummy just a little bit, because I think that you don't know what you're talking about here. So my website's really simple. It's leeosborns.com. My name with an S at the end.com. And I'm on Soul Search and all of those places. And this is my brand new website. I had one, and this wonderful person here in town helped me out with this brand new website. I've really upped my game here a little bit, you know, because if I'm going to be here on Tangela's show, I gotta really represent here some. So I know we're up against a time constraint now. I only got about 4 or 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is, instead of doing an individual reading, I'm going to just pull some cards for all of us here. Okay, and this is from a Seeker Oracle deck, Ravine Feeling. I love her decks. Here and now. Okay, folks, we're called to be here now, be in our presence. There's a great awakening coming on the 29th of this month. There are going to be like 8 planets lined up in the US's fourth house, according to an Ayurvedic astrologer that I follow. And so there's going to be a great or rude awakening, as he calls it. So we have to be here now, be present. To quote that early 21st century, I'm sorry, philosopher and NFL Hall of Fame linebacker Ray Lewis, what's tomorrow got for us? Nothing. Or what's yesterday got for us? It's nothing, and tomorrow is too far away. So all we have is today. Okay. And hey, so Deborah, I saw you. Take advice from a cat. I'm a cat person, what do cats do? All animals are from the angelic realms, but cats just really look and they observe. They can see beyond the veil. They can see what you're doing. They don't get too excited over much of anything, And when it's time to take a nap, they curl up and take a nap. And if they don't like it, well, they just bat it off the table too. The cats are very, very, very wise. And yeah, I've got my cat t-shirt on. Really show that to you. So, and you'll notice that the third eye here is open too. So watch the cats do what they do. Run around when it's time to run around, nap when it's time to nap. And the last one, and this is really in this time of change, is very, very important. Look, things are not so black and white, okay? The zebra is black and white, but if you look closely, it's all the colors, because white is made up of all the colors of the rainbow. We're in a polarized time here. But there's black and there's white, but life is lived in the gray. We don't have to tolerate intolerable things, and we don't have to see somebody's point of view that is obviously so at odds with ours. But the vast group of humanity just really wants to get on in the world, and they want to do the right things. So let's look at where we're coming from and make sure that we're coming from a spot of spirituality, so that the way we live our lives and the way that we approach people and the things that we put out are for the highest good, for our best interest, okay, for the highest outcome. And I think that's about all the time that I have allocated for me. Maybe about 50 seconds or so. And,
well, you know what, Lee, I do want to do is I want to acknowledge that many of us live in the Bay Area, and we're going to have a chance to meet you in Marin. Are you going to be at the San Rafael Expo tomorrow? Do I understand that correctly?
I am not going to be at San Rafael this time. I have a conflict. I'm not having any health issues. He says, knocking on wood, but both of my brothers and one of my brother's wives are. And the world's cutest grandchild, who has become the most beautiful young woman that you ever want to meet in your life, and so together, is in the process of planning her wedding. So Mama's got to be there. Yeah.
But I do understand you're going to be at the New Living Expo in about four or 5 weeks, correct?
I am going to be at the New Living Expo, yes.
Great. Well, of course, Tangela will be there. I'll be there. We're doing a show dedicated to the New Living Expo in a couple of weeks. And then we'll be coming to you live from the New Living Expo. So hopefully you'll come on by to where we're doing the live show. And a reminder for everybody that Tangela will be there, Lee will be there, I'll be there. And for those of you who want to come to the Bay Area or live near the Bay Area, the New Living Expo is an amazing opportunity. It is one of our favorite annual events. John Gray is going to be there, and John will be on the show tomorrow night. He'll be concluding the Soul Search Enlightenment Expo. So definitely wanted to just make sure that we reminded everybody about the New Living Expo. And Lee, I'll look forward to meeting you in person at the New Living Expo in about 5 weeks.
Yes, and on my Soul Search page, there's a tab that says events, and so what I do is I try and keep those up to date. I'm going to be in Reading at the end of the month, then at the Nevada City Psychic Fair at the middle of April. And so if you haven't been up here and you can come to Nevada City, it's just a magical gold mine place, very spiritual. So anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you.
We
And
love having you on, and you definitely can come meet Lee, even though he's not going to be in San Rafael tomorrow. He's often at our Bay Area Soul Search Enlightenment Expo, so you can always see him there. Come get a reading with him. As you can see, it can be truly life-changing. And Lee, thank you so much for sharing all of your wisdom and all of that guidance from the angels for all of us. It was really beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. It was great to have you with us again.
We'll see you soon, Lee. And Scott, we have our next guest who I'm delighted to introduce, Michiko Ishikawa. Michiko has dedicated over 40 years of her life to create awareness about the emergence of the world teacher for the age of Aquarius and the practice of transmission meditation, a new form of meditation for world service. Michiko's journey began in 1980 when she first encountered the book by British artist and esotericist Benjamin Creme, The Reappearance of the Christ and the Masters of Wisdom. Initially skeptical about the authenticity of Creme's claims regarding the reappearance of the Christ in the modern world, she was nonetheless captivated by the central message of the book. And Michiko has traveled with Benjamin Creme, teaching around the world, translating for him all throughout Japan. And now she is bringing her messages from Benjamin Creme and Share International to SoulSearchTV with her new SoulSearchTV, The Promise. And we're excited to welcome you here, Michiko. And Scott, would you like to show a little bit of the video before we get started?
Let's do it.
The spiritual art and the prophetic message of Benjamin Creme, the awakening consciousness of humanity, and the presence of a world teacher among us today. I know you'll find this series enlightening and compelling. Join us for all 5 episodes.
I didn't know this information. And with the awareness what's happening in the world, it'll be a very depressing world. You know, that's what I'm hoping to be able to put the little light of hope in people's mind, even if their daily life may not change. When there is that hope, there's a big difference in the way they live. 2/3 of the world population live in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
So you see in the world now, a lot of people, everyone's, especially younger ones, progressive ones, working towards the transformation of the world, climate changes, ecological and peace sharing is the key to solve the problems of the world. But who would take it seriously? What if it's true that the great teachers like the Christ or Buddha were to come into the modern world now and guide and inspire humanity? Then proposition of sharing may not be too far-fetched.
Thank you, Scott, for showing that. And welcome, Michiko. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am very happy to have this opportunity and to learn all these other people's what they had to present. I am not a healer in a professional sense, although I know that every one of us innately is a healer. We have within us, but I do not do it as a business or practice or psychic leader or anything like that. But I was so happy to have this opportunity to have conversation with Tangela and created this recent video with our conversation. And the title, as you probably saw it on the trailer, and I'm sure this is a bit amazed or curious or difficult to acknowledge, the idea of the coming teacher or the reappearance of the Christ and the masters of wisdom. To me, of course, when I was introduced to this, I was very skeptical. I didn't know such a thing is possible because we know the Christ sit above somewhere in the heaven next to right side of God. And to imagine the real one, there are lots and lots of false ones, false prophets around. So we got kind of used to laughing at it. But as I learned more and more about this, together with studying more about the esoteric wisdom, it's called ageless wisdom teaching, and also really studying the messages of this great teacher for the coming age, communicated through Benjamin Creme, I became more in tune and intuitively understood the truth of this message. The title of our program, The Promise, Humanity's Coming of Age. Of course, we often use this coming of age for an individual or a small group, but humanity's coming of age. With this title, I hope to suggest an uplifting, forward-thinking tone. It implies that humanity is on the brink of transformational stage. Now, this is a 5-episode series of conversation between Tangela and I myself. And our aim is to take viewers on an enlightening journey into the spiritual evolution of humanity. The other more concrete type of title could be art, spirituality, and global awakening. But again, this covers a huge area of subject, but they are all interrelated in the way that we discussed. I discussed the prophetic message of Benjamin Creme, British artist and esotericist, who was sometimes called modern-day John the Baptist. He played the key role of preparing the way for the coming of the new world teacher for the age of Aquarius, for the entire age of next 2,000 few hundred years. He will be in the center of the world, guiding and inspiring the people for all over the world. He's known for very many different names. Every organized religion except the coming teacher. Because we all know the reappearance of the Christ. Christ has always promised, Jesus Christ promised for his return. Imam Mahdi for Hindus, the Messiah for the Jews, the Krishna for Hindus, Maitreya Buddha for Buddhists. But from the ageless wisdom teaching. This is a different name of the same individual, the coming teacher for the age of Aquarius, and his personal name is Maitreya. Therefore, Maitreya the Christ, Maitreya Buddha. See, Gautama Buddha in our mind is the only Buddha, we think. But actually, there were a number of Buddhas before that. The Buddha means the enlightened one. Christ means also that enlightened person. There are a lot, but it's not a personal name, the Christ or Buddha, but it's a title of a master or individual master who are in that position of the title. And the Maitreya Gautama Buddha was a fifth Buddha, and Maitreya, who's coming or who's already in the world, is a fifth Buddha. Gautama Buddha was the fourth Buddha, and Maitreya is the fifth Buddha. Now, this is unbelievable, and I know that's how I felt in the beginning until I learned there is such a thing as cyclic manifestation of the great teachers historically, starting with, we know it's Hercules, Hermes, Lama, Mitra, Vyasa, Shankaracharya, Confucius, Buddha, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, and so forth. Some of those names, we are all familiar with them, but then we, the people, have created religions around them in the organization and consider each teachings are separate. But great teachers came into the world when the humanity is in crisis, in all different time of the history, and taught the teachings that is appropriate in line with the level of consciousness of the masses of that time. And often they used parables. But there's, throughout the teaching, all the teachers' teaching runs the same thread and a different level of expression and understanding. So in this series, based on the 5 episodes, we cover the part of Benjamin Creme's spiritual art, which is called modern mandala paintings, that symbolizes some of the ageless wisdom teaching, as well as prophetic message that communicated by Benjamin Creme. We discussed the divine teachings that guide humanity into a new era of peace, justice, and spiritual growth. This is the kind of teaching that really resonated in my heart because my background, my graduate school background was in political science, focus on world peace and the development of the global south. Nowadays they call it global south. And the message that was put forward by the Christ, Maitreya or Maitreya Buddha, in Benjamin Creme's communication, the key to solve the problems of the world is to share the resources of the world equitably for everyone in the world. Of course, when I thought political ideology, that was right, that's fine, except who would believe that the wealthy nations will share their resources and technologies with the rest of the world? That cannot ever happen. And still, we can't even think of that actually materializing in the world. However, I thought, if it's true the great teacher, like the Buddha, like the Christ, were to actually appear in this modern world and inspire humanity and addressing the problems humanity is facing now in the political, economic, and educational field, then sharing the world resources may not be too far-fetched idea. It can be happening. At the same time, people are awakening all over the world. Why is that? How come individually people are now, in recent years, searching for something beyond themselves? Meditation is attracting so many all over the world, all forms of meditation. And meditation is a tool to connect with our higher self, our souls. Once we tap into our souls, we receive the soul energy. And we individually try to work to get that level of the soul manifesting through spiritual personality level, the divine will, divine intelligence, divine love. So anyone who is manifesting that soul qualities, we see divinity, as we call them, the divine person. So we are all moving towards it. But as soon as we connect with the soul and receiving that soul's energy, people begin to have a desire to serve, something altruistic service to the world, because it is in the nature of the soul is to serve. We are all souls in incarnation. So this is what's happening, I see now, but also the fact that the Christ, Maitreya, the great teacher, has come into the world after 2,000 years. It was planned and it was all very well organized, the hierarchy of the masters and so forth. And because of his presence in the world, he had never left this world. He overshadowed his disciple Jesus. And that's how he appeared as Christ, Jesus Christ. And Jesus taught the last 3 years of his life, Maitreya's message. Same with Gautama Buddha. Prince Gautama was overshadowed by Buddha. But Buddha and Maitreya are in the world still. Buddha is on a higher level. Maitreya has come into this world. And because he is in the world, daily life, he's able to work through us directly. Anyone who is interested, who is working towards, he calls it, his central teaching is peace, justice, and sharing. And anybody is working for the betterment of the world, betterment of the people. He sees that light and he look at that light. He put his eyes and through that channel of light, he sends his love, energy. So people are not aware in that way, but that is what's happening. And more people are awakening. And together, collectively, as a humanity, we are changing the world. And we are really pushed into action. See, in the past, people did all kinds of meditation and developed themselves, but basically for personalities in the monks and priests and so forth. But now, the things we have to deal with what's happening in the world. And the Maitreya apparently was according to the plan, was not to come in for another 1,000 years, but he came in with his disciples of the enlightened masters before humanity destroys this planet Earth, because we have developed nuclear bombs that can destroy entire lives on this planet, humans, animals, vegetable kingdoms. The planet itself will remain, but that is why Maitreya has come into the world. And that was my message through this conversation, one by one, using the artwork as well.
Thank you, Machiko. And the show is really beautiful. I encourage everyone to watch it. And Machiko, while you were speaking, we have so many people just writing in, from Pam, very inspirational, Machiko. We need these messages of hope right now. Thank you. I can feel that. It is the time for this awakening. It cannot be avoided, from Dia Therese. And Eleonora saying, so much wisdom summarized on this series. Can't wait to watch. So, and then Omashar saying, Machiko, such clarity. Thank you. So thank you for sharing all of your wisdom and these ancient wisdom teachings. And I really encourage all of you to tune in, check out the show on Soul Search TV. It's 5 episodes of conversations with Machiko going into the ancient wisdom teachings. This is her profile on SoulSearchTV and on SoulSearch.io, and you can check out the show on SoulSearchTV, where Machiko and I have 5 conversations about the spiritual art of Benjamin Creme, his profound messages for this time, and also we get to experience transmission meditation together at the end, which is very beautiful. So Machiko,
Yes.
thank you so much. It was a beautiful experience filming with you and having those conversations. And thank you for sharing with all of our audience today. I see Charlotte LeFranc here saying, Machiko, you are a compelling and inspiring speaker and a beautiful instrument of peace.
I'll be actually on the New Living Expo in May, in a few hours, a few months again.
Exactly. And Machiko is
actually following your speaking time, and they had booked me right after you in the same.
Okay. Wonderful,
So we'll see you then again.
We'll see you then. So if you'd like to meet, so Machiko is actually a volunteer at Share International, and they're the organization that, really shares this information from Benjamin Creme out to the world. They will be at our San Rafael Expo tomorrow. Right. So definitely come by, meet with them, and learn more about the teachings, the ancient wisdom teachings there. And Machiko will be speaking at New Living Expo right after my talk.
Yes, so I'll be there actually tomorrow.
Oh, you'll be
there.
Yeah,
our job really is to give information, not to persuade anybody, but our job is to prepare. It's not just giving information, but to prepare people, their consciousness. And because any kind of changes need to have the change of our hearts and minds. And so we're hoping that by getting this information out, people may start rethinking about the way they live and start working more what's happening in the world in all different ways, all different paths. And the transmission meditation is also a way to really, it's a group meditation, a new meditation, but it's a group meditation, and the purpose of it is to serve the world. So the motive of the people who want to do this meditation, somewhere in their heart, willing and wanting to serve the world. But as a byproduct, so to speak, because tremendously high energies are going through us, we do not act as a channeler, but we become like a conduit, holding our attention here on ajna, connecting with the souls, and our chakras being activated, and we cannot help but accelerate.
Machiko, thank you so much for your, I've got to come in just because we're so over our time.
I know, I know.
And you know, the people in this audience, for the most part, are practicing and know so many of the wonderful things that you're sharing. That's what we do. We come together twice a week and we practice and we learn and we hear about all these beautiful things. And that's why the show is called The Awakening World. So thank you so much for your enthusiasm and your dedication to playing your role in this wonderful awakening world, keeping the message of Benjamin Creme out there. Of course, I've been around a long time, and Benjamin was a wonderful voice. And I believe he passed away about 10 years ago.
Oh,
Beautiful soul.
2016, he passed away at the age of 97.
Yeah.
And I worked with him until 2010 for 30 years with him.
Oh, Mashiko, thank you.
Basically compiled most of his books in English and then translated into Japanese.
Wow.
And I've been doing transmission meditation, the group meditation. We have a meditation room here.
Thank you so much, Mashiko. And again, everybody, you can learn more about Benjamin Creme and the work that Mashiko has been doing for so long by going to Share International. And that's shareinternational-west.org. shareinternational-west.org. And thank you so much. And with all that to take in, it's time for some music. And I'm so grateful to have this beautiful couple with us to help us to integrate all the wisdom that Mashiko just shared with us.
Thank you. We're so glad to be here. It's such an honor, truly.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for having us. Thank you for all of the wisdom, the beauty, the potency, the clarity, just the crystalline remembrance that's coming through this transmission. And I know that our song will only sing to that. Sorry for bumping you in the head. Oh my gosh.
Slight mishap. But
Absolutely.
We're all human here.
Absolutely. We're all perfectly human.
We're all perfectly human, learning how to play, learning how to remember who we are. And, you know, the voice is the way that John and I love to play and find our joy in this world. So we hope you enjoy this song.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Spread out wide across the wind, your spirit to the darkness, emerging out far beyond the light. Each step is a blessing. Awake to the purpose in your life. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. You're walking with presence, alignment and love in every step. One hand held forward, and reaching back deep into the depths. You're living your prayer in fullness for everyone to see. Unmoved in your stillness, you're all you were ever meant to be. You give your love freely to all of creation and beyond. You're flowing with ease now, knowing just right where you belong. A simple reflection of everything that has ever been, connecting all moments. There is no beginning and no end. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. rainbow guide and protect you. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you. May the colors of the rainbow guide and protect you.
Wow. That was awesome. Let's all give a twinkle. Turn on your cameras, people. Send some twinkles and some love. This beautiful, beautiful couple. That was just such a power. And I know that we're all going to have that chorus in our mind for the next couple of days. So may the colors of the rainbow guide and protect us all. You can find them on Instagram. Their Instagram handle is divine.harmonics. So go to Instagram.com and then it's divine.harmonics. Definitely click follow and become the 1,640th follower. And you can see pictures. There's their kids, the 3 children. And wow, what an amazing home that you have there.
Yes, that is the home of my dreams.
Absolutely. It's coming. It's coming along with the
Open to that abundance.
Absolutely. And if you scroll down far enough, you can even get a shirtless picture of John. I mean, everything you could possibly ask for from the Instagram page. You two are beautiful. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Awakening World. I hope you'll come back and be on the show again sometime.
We'd love to, Scott. Were you able to share that Spotify link? Because that song is on there.
Yes. Well, let me do that too. So I've got it in the right place, and let me pull it up.
Thank you very much.
So you can find them, of course, there, and you can also find them on Spotify. And here it is. Here is their Spotify link. Here we go. And for Spotify, it's under Haseya. Haseya.
Haseya. It's an old Dene word. It means a journey complete.
Well, may we complete the journey. Actually, this is great to see right here. So I'm going to play some of these music. Blue Star is my nickname, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'll have to play Blue Star tonight while I'm having a late dinner.
Thank you again.
Thank you both so much. I hope you'll be back with us soon.
Thank you so much, John and Ashaya. It was so beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Tangela. Thank you for hearing us and inviting us on.
Yeah.
Yes. So grateful.
I'm so grateful to have you here, part of our Awakening World family.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Good job finding them. We still have more. We've got Charlie, who's going to give us some Charlie magic. And we're going to have another Omashar song. But I do want to make a couple of announcements. And again, for anybody in the Bay Area, please come to San Rafael tomorrow for the Soul Search Enlightenment Expo. It's going to be all day from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m., starting off with me. And I'll be doing a presentation all about kind of wrapping up this winter time. You know, tonight is when the clocks spring forward. And so we really are entering springtime. I'm going to be kind of taking us on a journey. And then there's all these wonderful presenters. I'm going to take a look at who the presenters are at the end of the show. And we are going to carry it online. So, of course, come in person if at all possible, so I can give you a hug. But for those of you who are going to catch us online, you can catch it at SoulSearchTV. We'll be carrying it, or the YouTube channel, or you can catch it on our YouTube channel as well, and kind of our main places. So that's going to be really, really fun. And I hope that
everyone had been asking for a link in the chat, but I think you guys don't have a Zoom room link for this.
No, because we're going to use your Zoom room. So people will be watching. Do you want them to go to your YouTube or to Soul Search?
They can come to our Soul Search YouTube channel, our Facebook, our Soul Search Facebook. It's also going to be broadcasting on your channel as well on your YouTube and Facebook. So all of you guys can tune in. We'll look at the full schedule of presenters a little bit later, but Scott is going to start off the day at 10 a.m. And then we're going to just be going from there. So it'll be a beautiful day. And of course, for all of you in the Bay Area, come join us in person live, where you'll be able to meet Machiko, Share International, Scott, John Gray, and so many other speakers we have scheduled, as well as a lot of incredible guests. We have Catherine Goldsby speaking about coming out of the psychic closet, Yuri Lee on past life regression and time traveling, Anastara, You're Not Crazy, You're Just Awakening, Realizing Your Full Potential. We have Melissa Grace speaking about the ABCs of dreaming and divining. Nivedita Ganapathy is going to do a powerful mind mastery Hanuman workshop and group chanting. Marnell Marasigan is doing Align with Abundance, 3 Keys to Become a Money Magnet. And John Gray at 5 p.m., the 4 steps of building trust in a relationship. That's all happening in room 1. That is what's going to be broadcast live. We also have room 2, where we're going to have soul vibe sound healing. We're going to have a Reiki circle with Barbara Tintori. We're going to have energetic healing with wellness and healing with Moon. We're going to have the transmission meditation with Monty Leach. And of course, we have so many incredible psychics, healers, channels, mediums, and so much more, astrology. So definitely, if you're in the Bay Area, come check us out. Just go to soulsearch.io/San Rafael Expo to register, and you can come by tomorrow. It'll be a beautiful day. Thank you.
Beautiful. It is. It's going to be really fun. So I hope that some of you guys can make it. I'd love to see you in person. Otherwise, we'll be carrying it on. You'll be able to see it as a Sacred Sunday show. And Omashar will be doing 2 songs in that first hour. And then we'll just be carrying straight through. So it's going to be really, really fun.
So Scott, just for clarity, people are confused about that there is no Zoom room link for us to join tomorrow, correct?
That's correct. There's no Zoom room link for us. We'll have to figure out how to bring you on, now that I think about that. Because what we're doing is we're going to use their feed, because they're already recording it. So I'll have to figure out how. Well, Tangela, that's after the show's over. Let's talk about that.
And so Carol is asking in the chat, how do we find you then?
If you go to, and I'll put it in the chat box. If you go to the Global Peace Tribe YouTube channel, you'll find it there. Or if you go to my Facebook page, or if you go to the Love Coach Academy Facebook page, or the Global Peace Tribe Facebook page, will SoulSearch.TV be carrying it?
Yes, and Soul Search TV will be carrying it, as well as our Facebook and our YouTube pages. So you'll be able to catch it on a lot. I'm putting in our Facebook link, our YouTube link. Of course, you can I'll put in our Soul Search TV link, of course, and it'll be on live on Soul Search TV. So you can catch it there as well. So we have a lot of different ways where you can watch and tune in with us the whole day. It'll be beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we're always trying new things. So this is a new experiment. And here are 2 other ways you can catch it. That's going to go to Tangela. There it goes to everybody. All right, there you go. And for all of you watching on Facebook, just go to the exactly what you're watching right now, same link. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Facebook, whatever you're watching us on now, we'll be carrying all day tomorrow the Soul Search Enlightenment Expo speakers, and they've got a great lineup.
Yeah, that'll be a great lineup.
I want to thank all the people that have donated to Deborah. And I'm going to read some of the people that are in our audience right now that have donated. I want to thank Bonnie, of Roger and Bonnie. I want to thank Omashar. Thank you, Kathy. Tangela, very generous donation. Thank you, Tangela. Dia Therese, wow. A beautiful donation from Teresa. Carol Craig, thank you so much. Roger Tellefson, both Roger and Bonnie donated. Susan Woolridge, myself. Deirdre Manning, thank you so much. Scotty Satori, you're the best. We love you, Scotty. Tiara. And there's this person named Anonymous who just keeps donating over and over and over. So we're especially grateful to Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous. So thank you, everybody. And a reminder that, again, a wonderful way that you can go if you haven't donated yet already, just go to GoFundMe and join us in supporting Deborah's Juicy Cancer Healing Journey. And look at how that's raised. We started off and the number is rising quickly. So please also share it out. You know, when you donate, click the share button, pop it on Facebook, share it out with your friends. And thank you very, very much, everybody, for your generosity. All right. Well, Charlie is in the house, and Charlie always has some amazing wisdom to share. I love this man, and I think Tangela kind of likes him too. So she decided to marry him. Mr. and Mrs. Lanson, do you guys use Charlie's last?
I don't use his last name, but I just to introduce everyone to Charlie Lamson. He is my husband, and he's also a master teacher, intuitive counselor, healer, angelic channel, psychic reader. He has an office here in Sedona at the Center for the New Age. And he works with you to transmute limiting energies into ascension frequencies for your expansion and spiritual transformation. And you can connect with him on Soul Search, of course, also at sacredfiremastery.com. And Charlie and I will actually be hosting 2 retreats this year, one in Sedona, April 24th and 27th, and in Mount Shasta, August 7th and 10th. So for those of you who are excited to open up some Lemurian codes and connect with ascension frequencies, definitely come join us in Sedona and Mount Shasta. We'd love to see you. And Charlie, if you'd like to share, if you want to do a couple of live readings or just share some
I'm going
energy.
to do some invocation. There's some healing energy I wanted to do. But first, I would like to say that the work that I do is in very much alignment with Michiko, who we just spoke to about the masters and the preparing of the age that we're coming into, the age of Aquarius. It's the alignment of working with the world teacher it's already happening. Okay, there's many teachers around the world that are being influenced and maybe not even knowing that they're getting their wisdom brought through them through the being overlighted by the world teacher. And I've been brought, the more I learned about Maitreya, I began understanding that I think that I'm being overlighted by Maitreya a lot of the times. And my healing practice and my daily practice, more so than actual meditation, is invocation, an invocation of the universal laws and the angelic presence and the Christ presence in everything in my day. And it's been life-changing for me and for many others that I work with. I've been getting a lot of feedback lately of a lot of people that are, the Father, I alone do nothing, just the God through me does the works. But I have been getting a lot of feedback just in the last week of people coming back to me saying that I went to my, my cancer doctor and things like this, and it was gone. It was removed. I went back month after month just to see, and it just never came back. So I know the divine is working in this, and I know that a lot of cancers are from feeling like a I don't know, it's like a restriction in our energy field. And so the prayers and the invocation I'm going to do tonight is to really make sure that we're all feeling free. Okay, freedom is like, it's so much more than we can possibly conceive of. Okay, so if you guys would just like to relax and just allow the energy to flow. I speak in the first person as the I am that I am, but remember that each of you are part of the great I am. And so as I speak for myself, it is for all of you. Om Madhyayam, Om Madhyayam. Beloved I am, I love you. Beloved, I am so happy and grateful for the glorious miracles, wisdom, love, and perfection pouring forth into mine and my brothers and sisters' lives. I am that I am, and I am one with the I am presence of every man, woman, and child. All that I speak now in thy name of glory, I am. I command to flow freely through all under this radiation. I am that I am, and I am one with the I am presence of the ascended angelic, heavenly, and celestial host. Qualify thy energy, qualify it through thee, pour forth your love and infinite mercy. Almighty I am calling forth the blessed seraphim, seraphim, seraphim. Come, 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 charging our lives and world with the glorious cohesive love of the great central sun. I am calling forth a mighty Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. Come, 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 blazing your cosmic sacred fire, perfection in everyone. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the resurrection and the life of my eternal peace and harmony. I am the resurrection and the life of my eternal peace and harmony. I am the resurrection and the life of my eternal peace and harmony. I am the resurrection and the life of my eternal youth and perfect health. I am the resurrection and the life of my eternal youth and perfect health. I am the resurrection and the life of my eternal youth and perfect health. I am the resurrection and the life of my divine plan fulfilled. I am the resurrection and the life of my divine plan fulfilled. I am the resurrection and the life of my divine plan fulfilled. Oh, my beloved liberty and the goddess of light, I am calling forth the great cosmic light of the great central sun, qualified by liberty, charged with her love, charge into the atmosphere of this earth and our auras, annihilating all remaining destructive forces. Etherealize and repolarize back in the great central sun. I am calling forth the never-ending thrill and fulfillment of the mighty cosmic sacred fire mastery of the mighty Elohim, of their infinite peace, love, and purity, to be continuously charging through all under this radiation. Amen. 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 All right, we can just, that energy is charged up around all of you. Just breathe it in and just keep your bodies relaxed. Visualize that white light moving through the strands of your muscles, through your vascular system, through all of your cells, right into the subatomic particles. Making a practice of a visualization of a white light just emanating from a golden star within your heart for 10 minutes a day will change your life. It starts reprogramming the consciousness, reprogramming the electronic structure, the speed of the electrons moving around the atoms, preparing your internal radio dial of your consciousness to be ready to receive the world teacher, to be able to receive your communion with your I am presence. And this I am presence is your God part of yourself that is beating your heart, and yet is the same power that masters have split the Red Sea or tumbled mountains on evil armies or all of these things that Jesus was able to heal the masses. This is a power we each wield, and the world teacher is bringing us back into this awareness that the cohesive power of love and perfection and purity is not just a nice thing to say. It is an actual power that comes from the Christ emanation that overlighted Yeshua as a boy, over Jesus as an ascended being, and continues to be projected. Those words, I am that I am, are to be meditated and contemplated upon. Those words, I am the resurrection and the life, are meant to be contemplated on and meditated on as you go deeper and deeper into your comprehension. You become one with those words, and they are words of God that bring great power and peace into your life. All of a sudden, the things of worldly affairs and the things of men, or however you want to say this, they no longer affect your emotional body. We're here to keep dreaming a new way into existence. We don't need to worry how it's going to happen. Just to keep dreaming in your perfect world, because this is the unique time that we're in right now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's so much, Charlie. You know, I want to riff on what he just said, the very last thing he said, because on this show, and certainly in all the other places, there's a lot of different visions of how it's going to happen. For some, it's our galactic family. For some, it's the return of the Christ. For some, it's the return of Maitreya. There's a lot of, for some, it's the bifurcation. It doesn't matter. Don't get lost. If there's one particular path that appeals to you, far out. But there's room for plenty of different paths. The most important thing is to hold the highest vision and to live our lives in love, to be as compassionate as we can possibly be to the people in our world, the people that we interact with, compassionate for people who have different belief systems, not making enemy images out of anybody, but just recognizing, okay, at this time, that's what they believe, and they have just as much a right to their belief as I do to mine. And for us to just really exude love and compassion, especially at this time where there's so much polarization and there's a lot of a lot of 3D world trying to keep us trapped in polarization. And we who are committed to an awakening world, however we're going to get there, we get there through love. We get there through being loving. So thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful sharing, Charlie and Tangela. And Tangela, what would you like for the fun? And by the way, I have not forgotten about Niall. I'm going to share about my wrist and how that's going. But Tangela, any last words that you'd like to share about Soul Search, being married, Charlie? What would you like for our audience to know?
Just want to say thank you so much for everyone for tuning in tonight. It is so beautiful, an honor and a gift to be able to connect with each and every one of you in this way, in the quantum field, through this technology. We can feel the love and the support and really the abundance of harmony and peace and compassion and caring that really exists in the world when we all come together like this, because this is what we all resonate and this is who we truly are. And so it's so beautiful to be able to share this time with everyone. And I know when Niall was on earlier, I saw some comments coming in from people just requesting that we take a moment to send peace and love and harmony to the Ukraine. And we can send that to Ukraine, to Russia, to all of the war-torn places around the world, to all of the people suffering in refugee camps, homeless encampments, people in despair, people in poverty, those around the world who are suffering in one way or the other. We share our peace, our love, our compassion, our joy, our kindness, our divinity, because we are all one and we share this energy out to the world, sending the healing, the blessing, the divine love that exists within our hearts out to each and every soul on the planet, our sisters and brothers, feeling and knowing and understanding that each of us is connected to the all through the heart, through the divine heart. And when we look at one another, we look at God. So sending that love to the whole planet and thanking all of our guests today for coming in. And of course, hoping I'm not going to, unfortunately, Charlie and I will not be in San Rafael tomorrow, but Machiko will be there. Scott will be there. So definitely come by to the San Rafael Expo. And also we'll be having one in Santa Monica later this month, March 29th and 30th, where Eleonora will be there with us live. And of course, next month we'll be in Silicon Valley, Santa Clara, Sonoma County, Rohnert Park. And we have a lot more coming up: Reno, Las Vegas, Scottsdale. And of course, please tune in to Machiko's new Soul Search TV show. That's amazing. And as you guys heard her inspiring words today, definitely tune in to the 5-episode series. And of course, Niall, you have your first episode of your Soul Search TV healing show coming up on Tuesday night. I'm excited to hear what Scott has to report back. Connie was reporting in the chat that she was feeling healing. And so definitely for all of you who would like to join in, join us live on Zoom, or you can tune in on Soul Search TV across all our channels on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Android TV. And John and Ashai, thank you for sharing your beautiful music. It was really heartfelt and just so wonderful bringing all of us together in that way. And of course, love staying connected, and we'll be back again soon, connected tomorrow, right, Scott? We'll be
tomorrow, all day.
Tomorrow, all day. So stay tuned for Soul Search Sacred Sunday, either live and in person with us in San Rafael, Marin County, or of course online or on Soul Search TV. So lots of love and blessings to all of you. Thank you so much. And Scott, let's hear how you're doing.
I got to say, much, much better. This has been bothering me for a long time. And it's not 100% healed, but it's definitely like I'm able to, move my thumb, and it's not with not nearly as much pain, little discomfort, but I would say it's like 2/3 better, which is dramatic. So a big thank you very, very much, Niall, for that. I'm really, really grateful.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Tangela can give you my number, and you can call me after the show, and we can finish the job.
Fabulous.
Or
Tangela,
tomorrow, as you wish.
yeah, Tangela, text it to me, would you?
I'll text you. I'll text you Niall's number, and then definitely for all of you, I'm just trying to I want to just pop in the chat again. I don't know, Scott, if you have it, the link where people can join on Eventbrite for
Yeah, yeah, I can pull that up again. I had it a little while ago.
Christy, you're asking.
It's very important to make this point, okay? And it hasn't been made yet. I haven't had an opportunity. This is not a healing modality as a gift from somebody like me. This is an energy you have access to. So we can work on 10 at least or more people at one time with the same degree of effectiveness as if you work on them individually. And that for me is evidence that it's an outside energy source. Because if it was like from a human person, the energy would deplete the more people you worked on, if you know what I mean. And that's not happening. Okay. So if it works equally well on 10 people at one time as if you work on them individually, then that suggests it may have we don't know what the limitation was. If it works on 10 or 20 people equally well as if you work on them individually over the same time frame, then that's totally illogical. So there's no logic to suggest that it may not have any limit at all if you're dealing with the supernatural energy, which is what it is. And it's coming in now because the world is it's always been in crisis, but it's in a disaster mode now, where the lunatics are running the asylum, and there isn't even an asylum anymore. That's even a bigger issue. So you call me with the number right now after the show. We finish the job, or tomorrow, or as you wish. We can also work on your neck, because if I may say so, you've got a lot of tightness in your neck, and we can eliminate that as well.
Well, thank you. I will call you as soon as the show is over, because you're right.
I'm wide awake now. You know, the sun is shining here. We're in morning, waiting for the next air raid siren to happen.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, I will talk to you in a few minutes. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to bring this to a wider audience, because it's time.
It's time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. And Tangela, I love you so much. And we'll.
And I just wanted to say, Christy Michaels was asking if the San Rafael Expo is the Embassy Suites. And yes, Christy. So and that's a great question for everyone tuning in. The San Rafael Enlightenment Expo tomorrow is at the San Rafael Embassy Suites. So you can, Christy, I know you've been there before, so you know where it is. So we'll be there all day, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if you all enjoyed and appreciated Charlie's share, he does do a weekly free enlightenment meditation and activation every Thursday at 7 a.m. PST, and that's live on our Soul Search Facebook and Instagram channels and YouTube. So you guys can just tune in and participate in the enlightenment activation and meditation, and those are also all available for free on his website and on Soul Search. So those every Thursday at 7 a.m.
Yeah, and I've also just started doing Thursday evening. I'm going to do a regular rhythm weekly now of teaching Ascended Master teachings and reading from Ascended Master books, and opening up for discussion to help people integrate these higher frequencies into their consciousness, to be able to perceive what's actually unfolding on the world from a different perspective, I guess you can say. But it's also for your own personal benefit to really open up your consciousness. So I do that every Thursday at 7 p.m. Arizona time. So that's, I guess now that'll be the same in California. So please go to my website, sacredfiremastery.com, and you can subscribe to my newsletter. I send out just once a week with some teachings and a link to the free. It's a free Zoom call. It's a free class that you can join and bring your questions. And it could be any questions, just so you can open them up and I can give you more from an ascended master perspective of what your guides and what your angels are working with you on if you're having, certain things going on.
Angela, could you please send my number to Deborah? I'd like to give her a Reiki session. I've been working with some patients with cancer, and I'd really love to connect with her.
Definitely. I'll send your number, Eleonora, to Deborah, and I know that she will really appreciate your Reiki session and working with her. And also thank you for sharing your beautiful meditation and Reiki meditation and energy today with all of us. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I noticed that during most of the show, you were in meditation and sending positive vibes out. So I really appreciate the people like yourself who very quietly are just sending blessings out into our world. Thank you very much. That's a big part of the awakening as well.
You're welcome. We have so much power just with our mind, our thoughts. One thing that I do every time I see somebody in despair, especially the homeless, I always send a prayer to them. Always. And I know they receive. It's all prayers always answer.
Absolutely. As Paramahansa Yoga taught us, maximum grace, just sending maximum grace to all. All right. Well, especially since I'm going to call Niall, I need to wrap up this show. But we've got to conclude in our favorite way, one last time going to our beloved Omashar.
We are gathered in this nation, raising frequency, raising vibration. Hearts are open, hands together, loving each other, sisters and brothers. And what we are is light in form, and light in form will lift us all. So don't give up on walking tall. The time is now, so heed the call and wake up to the light of this new day. We are the heart of our world, the light in our world. We are the joy in our world, the love in our world. Showing our colors, Rainbow Nation, higher frequency, higher vibration. Minds are open, love is flowing, lifting each other. Yes, we are growing, because what we are is light in form, and light in form will lift us all. So don't give up on walking tall. The time is now, so heed the call and wake up to the light of this new day. We are the heart of our world, the light in our world. We are the joy in our world, the love in our world.
Thank you, Omashar. Thank you, Tangela, Charlie, John, Ashaya, Eleanor Joy, Diara, Eleonora, George, Jerry, and Jerry's friend, and everybody else who's watching.
That definitely woke up the neighbors because it's past 10 here, and hey.
Yep, yeah. This was a big show.
Beautiful.
Everybody, and thank you for donating to Deborah. Keep Deborah in your prayers. Great to have Dorina Joy back with us. Also, let's keep Sylvia in our prayers. We did hear from Sylvia. She's moved to she's in a solid place until at least May, being taken care of in a facility. So I'm sorry she wasn't able to join us tonight, but she is in regular contact with Diara and Dia, and a few of us. So keep Sylvia in the prayers, and much love to each and every one of you. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Remember to put your clocks forward, everybody.